Alright, we're continuing our Parasha concept, Parasha's Lech Lecha. The whole Parasha is about Lech Lecha. This is the name of the Parasha that is going to tell us really the secret of, or at least some of the main secrets about what this Parasha is all about. And basically, in that whole Parasha, we have this step of going forward for yourself. Lech Lecha. What's Lech Lecha? Lech Lecha is go for yourself. Go inside yourself. Go deeper. Go to what the true self is. And that's a very interesting thing, because, I mean, how old is Avraham Avinu when Hashem tells him Lech Lecha? We know Avraham Avinu has been looking his whole life for Hashem and trying to be connected to Hashem. There's a lot of stories in the Midrash that Hashem, when Avraham was trying to connect to Hashem, and he was brought to Nimrod and he was put in the fire, in the furnace of fire. And what happened? At 75 years old, Hashem tells him, Lech Lecha, go for yourself now. Now it's a very interesting, meaning the first part of his life, he was going in a way just for Hashem. And now, at 75 years old, Hashem is telling him, now I want to go for you. And in a way, Hashem is teaching Avraham, I don't want you to become just a spiritual zombie, or a spiritual monk, or someone just spiritual, disconnected from the physical. No. I want you to go for yourself, because Hashem made the world for us. Every man is obligated to say, to know, that Bishvili Nivra Olam, that's what the Gemara says, the world is created for me. And therefore Hashem is telling you, wait, do you want to be a real man? You want to have a true relationship with me? Lech Lecha. Go for yourself. You have to live a life where it's not just about me, Hashem, it's about you too. And together there's a relationship. And that relationship is going to be able to open who you are. But so how do you become who you are? You have to go out and discover your true self. Not just your true self, but also like what you're here to do. What's your mission? There is something in the world that is going to push you to be greater than you think, basically. Our soul is connected to the entire universe. And therefore, if we just serve God, so we just do, spiritual stuff. But really, we're here for much more than that. We're here to go for ourselves, meaning to make a name for ourselves, which is what Hashem tells him, which actually fixing what had the Migdal Babel, where all the people were united to do a name for themselves instead of really a name for Hashem. If it's just about you, it's not good. If it's just about Hashem, it's not good. It has to be in the middle. We're not supposed to be just physical. We're not supposed to be just spiritual. We're supposed to be in the relationship between the physical and the spiritual. So what's happening is we gotta find what's our mission. I'm here in this world to change something. There's gonna be a change in the world because of me, because of you, because you Lech Lecha. If you go for yourself, you're gonna find there's something unique about you. So we're here all to find our mission. And Hashem says, if you don't find your mission, you're not gonna find me, because I infuse you with a soul that is specific, with a specific power, with a specific agenda that will enable to change the entire universe. And as Rav Nachman of Breslov says, the day you were born is the day that God decided that the world cannot live without you. You're necessary to creation. So you gotta find what that is. So Avraham goes and he goes out of his comfort zones. To find yourself, sometimes you have to go out of the natural habitat, to the regular routine of, we go through tests, and you have 10 tests, and we know that's where the test starts. And he's 75 years old. Imagine I come to you, and you're 75 years old, say, okay, it's time for you to become truly a man, to become truly who you are. It's like, hey, I lived most of my life, 75 years old. Okay, granted, Abraham lived here for 137 years, but still, most of his life was He was already dedicated his whole life to Hashem. So I can be religious my whole life. I can be spiritual my whole life and then pray and then do mitzvot and do good deeds, and still I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. That's not Hashem. Hashem says it's very nice and it's great what you're doing, but you're much greater. You can change the entire world. So how are you going to live your life in a way that your existence is going to change all of existence? How are you going to live in a way that when you leave this world, there's going to be something different about this world? Because if you just come in this world to be spiritual monk and you're just going to God and then you leave, and the only thing that changes is that you were so close to God, then not much change. We are here to change the world, especially the Jews, and that's what the beginning of the Jewish nation. So he has to do it for himself. You understand? I don't live just for myself. I live for myself, but myself is here for the rest. But I have to find out really what I'm about. And you know what I'm about? I'm about changing the entire world, being a light into the nation, making a difference in the world, doing things that's going to impact people, politics and economy and everything. So we have to make a difference. So this is so important, and I always like to remember, it's the Parasha where I always tell everybody I wrote a little pamphlet on how to find your mission in life, and it's so important. There are many ways today to find your mission in life, and don't miss the opportunity. This Parasha especially that just passed, which was Lech Lecha, is about find your mission. Find who you are. Find what you can do. Every talent that you have, if it's not used, it's a complete waste. You're given this talent, and the talent can be used for good and for bad, but it's your talent. And if you have a talent that is not used, you almost chayv misa. You know from the Mishnah with the Levim who didn't teach about. They want to teach the singing. Or didn't want to sing, use their talent for the inspired people in the Beis Hamikdash, they got killed because of that. So, this being said, we see that Avraham Avinu went from Avram to Avram. Because he chose to go for himself, he chose to have a relationship with God. And if I have a relationship, that means God cares about how I feel physically. And what does Hashem do? Hashem gives him money, gives him a flock, he gives him what he needs on the physical level, and he becomes famous. He gets a name. Avram becomes a warrior. Avram becomes a light into the people. He converts people. People hear about him, and he makes an impact. Avram becomes a great man that people hear about. Avram and Sarah both, and that's really what we want to be. We want to be people that people hear about. Not in a gaiva arrogant way, not in a just to get a name for our honor. No, the only reason we want a name is for people to pay attention that how did he get his name? He got his name because of God. He gets his name, he gets his money because of God. And that's the point Avraham said, no, I'm not going to take anything from you because I know it's all from Hashem. I want you to think that it comes from Hashem. And that's right away after Hashem tells him, okay, let's do a bris. Now I know you're a true servant and you're going to get a land. Hashem said, you realize it's all from me? Perfect. Now I'm going to give you a land, and you're going to do the same with the land. And the land of Israel is so important because that's really when you can do the real Lech Lecha. That's really in the land of Israel where you can become that great nation, and you can become a light into the nation and make an impact into the entire world. We have to understand that Jerusalem and Israel is going to be the center of spirituality of the entire world. It's going to be the heart of the world, like it's saying in the Psalms, I believe. That's the future of the Jewish people in the time of Moshiach, and Avram started that whole thing there, Lech Lecha. So I have to understand, if I want to be close to God, it's not just about spirituality. I have to find my own talent, my own work, my own the way that I earn money, my own way I can impact people in the relationships that I have, all that. And I have to not be afraid to make money, to go into business, and to do things. Everybody need to be involved in the physical and have a balance also in the spiritual. Some more or less than others. Some people are supposed to be called men. But never think that someone who is in yeshiva all day is greater than the one that is working all day. Right? As long as they both do things to be a Kiddush Hashem and to be close to God and to bring God's knowledge into the world, then they are as holy as the other. That's what the Mesilas Yesharim says in the last chapter on Kedusha. So may we all Lech Lecha, may we all go for ourselves, meaning for our own personal journey, for our own personal relationship with Hashem, and may we all find our mission and change the world every step of the way. And it implies that we're going to have tests along the way. All those tests are here for us to grow and enable us to make a name of ourselves, to become greater and have an impact around the people that hear about us, that sees us. May we be able to fulfill that